So welcome everybody. We got an awesome episode here, Placed in Shelter with your host, Ryan Catarozoli. Episode 37. And yes, it's warm. Like I said, overnight, we got 80-degree weather with a very high percent of humidity. So going outside, it's rather warm. I don't have any crazy quarantine updates for you today. However, I do have a special guest for today. So I have an apology first off because I didn't promote the show like I have with my other guests because we didn't know until just recently, probably yesterday afternoon, that today was going to be the day. So I do have a really, really special show for you. If you remember back on Friday, I kind of talked about some of my own personal growth doing the show. And I also reached out a challenge to everybody here, anybody viewing on YouTube, that if you had a good topic to come on the show, and kind of take the reins and present a nice message to everybody, that you are more than welcome to come on the show. And our guest today has actually reached out to me and said that he had a great topic for us, and I agreed. Our guest today is going to be Kevin Coachman, who is the president of KCL. So what we're calling today's episode is going to be a KCL update. So Kevin, how you doing over there?
I'm good. Thanks for having us today, Ryan.
There you
We're
are.
in Northern Illinois with the same heat, which is actually kind of nice for the last few days. I'll enjoy early morning or early and late May weather instead of having to wait until July and August. So it's good.
That's true. So I would like you to do a brief introduction. Obviously, your name and title go a long way here in the industry, but in case there's some people that are catching this maybe outside the industry or don't know who you are, just a brief introduction, who you are, how long you've been in the industry.
Sure. Well, I'm Kevin Coachman, president of KCL. Some of you, I'm going to say old timers, might know my dad, Ron Coachman. We started Coachman Consultants, or now KCL, back in 1985. So we actually just started our year-long celebration of 35 years. We've been providing CAD design services to consultants, dealers, architects. We have our own software. We've been working with Hatco for, Charlene can correct me, but I'm going to say 25, maybe even 30 of those 35 years. So Hatco has been a great partner to us. And today we want to talk to you about how you can create simple sketches without an AutoCAD or Revit program if you use our software.
Yeah, this was really cool. I didn't even know you could do this. And as Kevin's showing me some of this, I'm going, man, oh man, I could have used this so many times. So with that, I'm going to turn the reins over. Kevin, you can share your screen and go right ahead.
Hopefully you're seeing the website right now. I just start with the website of kclcad.com, that if you want to access the software to try it, you can go over to free trial or download. And I'm going to show you the desktop software here, just a brief glimpse of what you can do. And we'll also do a real quick look at what you can do with the Hatco site with only Hatco products as well. So you download the software, you create a trial for yourself. If you're already a subscriber, then you're good to go. This is what the KCL software looks like. The core of it is for designers. We've got AutoCAD and Revit. I'm going to click my manufacturer box. I could go ahead now and look at Hatco. If I use this all the time, I can star it, and now that'll be at the top of my list in the future. But I'm able to go look at Hatco products. Here, I think actually yesterday or the day before, Ryan was talking about some of the sink heaters, and you can see there's dimensions for the CAD block. You may see Revit if you're a Revit user, the white background, or you have your AutoCAD front and side views. Down at the bottom, we do have product specs that are given to us or provided by Hatco. And if you want to get spec sheets, if you're in the program, you just click on the spec sheet itself. It'll load it up. You can do what you want to with that. Again, that's just a little general of how you can find the information. If you know the model number, you type it in, and we go right to it for you. If you don't know the model number, because Hatco has so many products, you can see the different categories. It's something I'm not always familiar with, but you have crepe makers.
Yep.
By typing in the word crepe, it'll show the list. So that's just the simple kind of searching, and we're going to move on to what we call Napkin Sketch. This is the big one. So for those out there that draw on a piece of paper, Napkin Sketch is intended to replace your piece of paper. A blank screen, a little bit scary, but there's a toolbar on the right side. I can actually add my own lines. If I want to draw walls, I can do it at different angles. More importantly, I can go back to KCL. I'm looking at Hatco right now. There it is, top of my list. And I can look for a model number in Hatco. I'm going to kind of reverse an order on something here, but I'm going to go grab a heated shelf. And I did this earlier. Let's see, 72.
GR,
L.
yep, there you go.
There we go. So I've got one of the larger ones. At the top of each window, you've got a choice of A for AutoCAD, R for Revit, or N for Napkin Sketch. So I'm going to go over to the Revit file. 3D is cool. If you're not comfortable with it, use the two-dimensional views. But I'm going to hit N for napkin, and it loads that item into my piece of paper. I get a little tag that I can use for numbers. Here I can move this around. I can even rotate it. Well, this actually should have gone on a table. I wanted to start with Hatco. Maybe you normally start with the table. You can go search all the manufacturers in KCL. You can grab an advanced table or Duke table, or there's an area at the top called custom blocks. I hit that button. We have a lot of programs, but one of them is a special program just for Hatco. I can pick on the decorative heat lamps, the shade style, the color. Is it a standard wattage or high wattage? What are my track choices? Do I even want the track? I'm just going to build a sample here for you to see. A length, how many lamps do I want? There's installation options. Is it adjustable cord, rigid? Do you have a switch? Where is it? And then you have dimension options. So we put in rules based on what we were provided, the minimum, maximum, what's your target height, and you can change all this as needed. When you're ready, you hit generate. And it requires one item, and that's the internet. This goes out to our server. You know what, 4 looks kind of tight. I can go back to track options and say, let's just do 3 lamps. It looks a little better.
Looks awesome.
And again, it's really cool that you have all the different colors that you can choose from, the different styles. On the right side here is my N for napkin again. So now I can take this and say, okay, that's going to cover my items. Maybe I'm not the best designer here, but you get the idea. I'm going to go back over to KCL, and this time I'm going to create a counter or a table. So under work table here, I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. We'll do an 84-inch. But again, I can choose my sizes, my base. Since this is going to be maybe as a serving counter, I don't need a splash on it. And again, generate. And now I'm spoiled. I've been seeing this for 20 years, but I love when I was talking with Ryan earlier, when someone new looks at this, they're like, whoa, that's amazing. It's instant, it's quick, you can change it. Hit N for napkin. And again, I can move in any order these pieces and put them together. Without getting real technical, there's things called layers on the left. I'm just going to hit a button to clean it up a little bit. I can zoom in here. I can still move pieces around as I want to. I can move the table. I can move the lamps to set it up the way I want to. And I've got a larger drawing I'm going to show here in just a minute, but I can add text notes, dimensions, and if I use 3D, I can view this in 3D. Now, I think I've got a bug on mine on the lamp, so I'm going to show it to you in a different file, but the heated shelf shows on the floor because when you put things in from the top, there's no concept of height. So all I do here is say, let's move it up. So now I have my heated shelf on top. I can do this for as many pieces as I want. I can view this in different angles. There's the server side by changing with my wheel here. I've got a little play button I can look at. So I just wanted to give you kind of a quick, that's how easy it is. You load a piece, you build a piece, you manipulate it. Now I'm going to go ahead and load in a sample that I made up from earlier today, just because of the time that we have. And you can save your work reload it as you need to. This one's a little more complex. We put a few items, but this is everything here can be done in Napkin Sketch. So you can put numbers in, you can put text with different colors, add dimensions to it, and you can see here I've got a short schedule. So this one, let's view this in 3D. There's a little more involved. We're going to turn off our 2D.
That is so cool.
And now you can see this. So you can save this as a PDF or JPEG. You can hit the little play button. It'll rotate around. This program will work on any standard computer. You don't need something fancy for it. I would not try to do 50 or 100 items in here. It's meant to replace that. What would you do on a piece of paper? So that's kind of a quick, snapshot of what you can do with the KCL desktop version, the schedules. The basics of what I was showing today, I want to pop out to the Hatco website. And actually, the Placed in Shelter taught me something new. It was a week or two ago, that you have some resources here I didn't know about, where you had the how to choose a remote box. Well, you also have a CAD Revit database here. Anyone can click on that icon. No registrations required, no licensing, no fees. This is all of Hatco using KCL technology. So if I want to take if I can type DHWBI, one of the hot well units, I can see what it looks like. I can have links back to support or resources, but more importantly, I can see the information. As I roll over, I have options to download or email. So if I hit email, for those of you out in the field, this works from your phone. You can go ahead and send someone CAD, Revit, or spec sheet from your phone. You can either do it from the Hatco site, or there is a completely free mobile app from KCL. But tying into Napkin Sketch that we're talking about, there's Napkin Sketch. So in the web browser, I just added that item. I can clear my list, find another item. What did we say we're looking at that I thought was cool? The crate maker. I can click on my item, and again, I have my views down here. Let's add that to Napkin Sketch. I can load that in. I can rotate it. I can take different views. Here's an elevation view. So even in the web browser, this one doesn't have the 3D and some of the fancy stuff, but at no charge at any time, you can lay out a few items together on the web page. When you're done, depending on your computer, you can save it as an AutoCAD file to share, or there's an email where you can email this to someone else or yourself to work on AutoCAD or the full desktop Napkin Sketch or PDF. So this is a really nice tool if you just want to put a few pieces together. The full desktop version of KCL that I was showing you, this is the one where if you really want to do a little bit more, or you need access to all the other manufacturers that we have that information. So that's kind of just a quick, like I said, overview of KCL Napkin Sketch. Yeah, I'm here for a couple questions if you want. Ryan, if there's something you think we should add, let me know.
That was awesome. So thank you very much. Let's go to chat. If anybody has any questions for Kevin on that, just that last part that he showed me, I was totally unaware that using my website, I could get into those manuals and things so quickly and then immediately email them. You wouldn't believe sometimes the process I take, where I use my phone, access my desktop, and then find a spec sheet folder, and then have to attach that to an email. It's 10 different steps. So even just that right there, I learned something. So thank you.
Yeah, take that. And again, if you put this app on your phone, it doesn't matter whether you're a subscriber or not. Anyone in the world can install KCL Mobile for free, and you get the equivalent of the entire KCL library on your phone. All you can do on your phone is view and email, but as Ryan said, that's a great resource. I see there's a question from April. So the shortest answer I can give, and none of them are short, April, is that it's $390 a year per location. If you're an independent rep, you pay $390, but you can have 5, 10, or 15 users, it's all for the same price. So it's by location, not by person. And that's $390 a year. So thank you. That's a good question. I appreciate you asking. So this is actual size. We're back to the napkin sketch. This file here, this is full size. It is not, so when Ryan and I talked earlier, he said, hey, I pull out my graph paper. Your graph paper is probably a 1/4 inch equal a foot scale.
Yep.
This is actual size. If I save this as an AutoCAD file, when I load it up in AutoCAD, it is full size. I don't know another way to explain that than the computer thinks that I'm looking at something that's 72 inches long. So pretty straightforward there. I see Ryan had a question. Subscription come with a site license training. We are more than happy to do go-to meetings, well, or it could be Zoom for your team at no charge if you're interested before or after the sale. We do have a YouTube button at the top that we do a weekly Tech Tip Tuesday. We record those so you can always watch on the YouTube channel. But all you have to do for your company is send us an email, give us a couple dates and times. We ask you to block 30 to 60 minutes out. But there are all sorts of different tools in our software.
Awesome. Kevin, you said email. What is the best email if people do have further questions?
So I would say you could use, I should have had something up there, but kevin@kclcad.com, which is just the domain name, is the best way to do it. They go right to me. If you go to our website, there's a contact page that you can just fill out the form, or info@kclcad. If you happen to download the software, we even have a built-in contact us. You can categorize it and shoot us a note. So
Awesome.
Any way you can find, we're happy to try to help you out.
Perfect. Well, that is great. That's all great information.
Good.
I really appreciate you coming on. As we always do at the end of our shows, Kevin, do you have any parting thoughts or parting things you want to say to us?
I just want to say, everyone, please stay healthy, and thank you again, Ryan and Hatco, for having us on. We appreciate that.
Not a problem. All righty. Well, I'm going to steal the screen share back for everyone's favorite portion of the show. And we've got a couple of memes coming in. Once again, Charlene Brennis leading the way, but Joe McAuliffe also sent one in this time. So here's the first one from Joe. This one made me laugh because if I had hair, this is what I would look like in a lot of these Zoom meetings. When you're working from home and your boss messages you about doing a Skype meeting, quick, throw a tie on. All right, next one. There's no longer AM and PM. There's just coffee time and wine time. And last but not least, meanwhile in France, in fact, I need to know where I can get one of these because I believe, Debbie, this would be perfect for you. So awesome. Well, thank you again, Kevin. That was an awesome episode today. A lot of really good information. I appreciate you coming on. If you are watching on YouTube and do want to be a part of the conversation, as always, Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. Central Time, the link is in the description below. If you are subscribed, hit the bell notification right down here to let you know every time one of our videos goes live. And as always, show us you're enjoying the content by liking, sharing, and subscribing. Thanks, everyone, and have a great day.